right, so what we're going to be doing is we're working on Marley's reactivity.
Please.
Marley is reactive to other dogs. She is dog aggressive. So
Stay.
so everyone thinks that we should take Marley, let her off leash with this dog, and everything's going to be kumbaya. It is not. All we need Marley to do is be doing obedience commands side by side with this dog, even walking on leash without being aggressive. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to both do a little course we set up with Marley and this dog. Marley is an avoidant. She does not even want to look at this dog because she knows she'll get triggered, become reactive.
Association, pussy by association. Now you let the deputy mad in my brown.
In the paper, put my problems paper, dial up the deputy mad at my brown problems in the paper, put my problems paper, dial up the deputy mad at my brown problems in the paper, put my
That, and that's what we're going to be working. Marley, come on.
Okay, here.
Sit. Good girl.
Yes. Good boy.
Down.
Okay.
So at this point in time in the video, we have Marley doing obedience commands side by side with King. King is not dog reactive, but Marley is. The purpose of this training is to have Marley understand that she can be near another animal without having to lunge, bark, and act crazy, okay? This is the first step in teaching your dog not to be aggressive around other dogs. Just have them around the dog, right? So we're not rewarding Marley because she's not barking. I know that's put out there. We're rewarding her because she's doing her commands. And she is listening to me. And she is not focused on the other dog. This is the first step of working with reactivity. If your dog cannot be in the arena with another dog, then how can you fix reactivity? We can't hide from the problem, okay? One of the things that is taught out there is as soon as you see another dog, turn your dog and go the other way. That is wrong. Okay, your dog needs to be able to see other dogs without acting crazy. Your dog needs to be able to be around other dogs without acting crazy. Okay, so that is what we're doing. We're having Marley in the same room with another dog without being extremely reactive while she is training. Okay, once this is in her mind mentally, then we can see other dogs without Marley going off and going crazy. So here we're going to walk side passing each other side by side, okay? Normally this is when reactivity kicks in, is when you're walking past another dog, your dog becomes reactive, okay? We want to be able to walk Marley past another dog without her becoming extremely aggressive, lunging at the dog and wanting to fight, okay? That is the purpose. As long as I can keep Marley's mind in a positive place, she's not going to become reactive, and that is what we're doing. So we're just walking her around the other dog, and we're paying attention to her body language, and we're making sure that we correct her if she becomes reactive before she becomes reactive, okay? So before we can throw a dog into the field with another dog that's reactive to other dogs, we have to get their mind in a place to where they don't have to be aggressive around other dogs. This is extremely important. I'm going to keep hitting on that. Because if your dog is already reactive, you see Marley pulling, and I corrected her with the leash. She started pulling towards the other dog, right? Because we worked on leash pressure with her the other day, that she knows when I pop the leash, she comes to me. Marley is not wearing a prong collar. She is on a flat collar. Okay. She does have on a mini educator, but we're not using it. Okay. We're simply using natural training of her just understanding that she does not have to be on top of another dog while that dog is walking past her or in the view of her. Okay. This is how you start correcting reactivity. Okay. First, your dog has to be able to be around another dog without being reactive, and then you can get closer and closer. Okay, you just don't throw the dogs in the field and hope for the best. You have to change the dog's mindset first. So this is going really well. Marley is paying attention to me. We've gotten closer and closer to the other dog. She is not in any way starting to show any aggressiveness towards the other dog. Okay, she's listening to my commands. She's focused on me, and I've accomplished the goal that I wanted for her, was to change her mind totally. Now we're gonna take Marley on a walk. Okay, we're gonna walk Marley with this other dog because we also have leash reactivity. Okay, we want to see if she starts to become reactive while we're walking her. Again, you see the distance between me and the other dog. We're kind of far away, but by the time we end this session, we're going to be so close to Marley, it's going to be unbelievable. So we take baby steps, we don't take big steps. We slowly increase on that. Okay, this training will be done over and over time until Marley understands that being reactive to dogs on leash or off leash is a no-no. Okay, but before we could get here, we had to make sure Marley knew her basic commands, so when she was giving those commands, she would follow through. Also, we had to make sure Marley understood leash pressure and corrections on the leash. If your dog doesn't understand this stuff and you're already trying to throw your dog with other dogs, you're going to lose, right? So that I can control Marley 100%. Again, she's not on a prong collar. She's not wearing a muzzle. And she is wearing an e-collar, but that's for the safety of her and the other dogs, okay? We're not just going to throw her with other dogs and hope for the best. Again, I said that already. We're going to take baby steps, and then we're going to increase, okay? When Marley gets too far ahead, I correct her and bring her back. And her ability to be walking on leash around this other dog is amazing. I didn't show a video of her when she saw other dogs, but when she did, she was extremely reactive. So again, we start taking baby steps and we lead up to the big picture.
You look
Okay,
really cool.
everything is like a puzzle and it has to fit in place before you get to that next step. The dog has to learn how to
the
control their
gladiator
mind
words
before
are nasty,
you put
but
the
I like
dog
the
in.
car.
They need clarity. Without clarity, then the
That's
dog
your-
is going to
that's your
become extremely reactive, and you're not going to be able to control the dog's mind, and the dog is going to become aggressive, and there's going to be a dog fight. So here at the turnaround point, we're going to turn around and start walking with Marley back towards the house. And we're going to slowly start inching our way closer and closer to the other dog. Okay, the other dog's a puppy, so he's a little excited, and that is okay because when other dogs get excited, Marley gets reactive. So we want to control that because you can't always control all the dogs around you, and not every dog around you is going to be trained. So you want to make sure that your dog listens to you, even though the other dog is becoming extremely reactive. This is important. Now look at the distance that I've closed in on this other dog. We're getting closer and closer, right? Marley knows it. She knows we're getting closer. She just looked over at the other dog, right? And then she looked back. She looked again. Now she looks back, okay? So she knows that we're getting closer. We're almost side by side. We started off in a big wedge, and now we're coming back in really nice and tight, right? I bring Molly around. I go ahead and keep her mind focused, and I give her some more treats, okay? But I'm doing obedience in front of the dog. I'm not treating this away. I'm making sure that she sees the other dog. I turned her towards the other dog so she can see it. I didn't turn her away. That's important. You must understand. I didn't turn Marley away from the other dog. I turned her towards the other dog. So she understands that seeing another dog doesn't mean she has to become reactive. This is important. So when you're training dogs with aggression issues, you cannot hide it. You cannot feed it away. You have to put the dog in a situation where they can control their mind, clarity, and think that another dog is not going to harm them. Another person is not going to harm them. The cat's not going to harm them. You have to give them that confidence that they're not going to be harmed by someone else. Once a dog starts to understand that just because another dog is walking beside me on leash, or another cat is running by, or a person's coming up to me, I'm not going to be harmed because the person that's holding the leash is controlling the whole situation. If they feel like you have no control of the situation, then they're going to take charge. So this is day 5 with Marley. We could have not done this anytime sooner because Marley was super reactive, and now we're able to get Marley out in the front around other dogs, doing obedience, listening to commands without being on a prong collar, and eventually we'll be able to take off the mini educator when we do this training again. Even though we're going to use this mini educator for the next couple months, we want to know that we can go without it because sometimes we may not have it. And you see how close we're doing this obedience with Marley. They're like side by side. Marley sees the dog, she sees the other person, and she's not becoming aggressive. Okay. This is the goal. This was the mission. This is what we wanted to accomplish today. And you can see I'm just now they're facing each other. That was important. They had to be facing each other, so because this is when Marley becomes reactive when she sees another dog that sees her. So we want to show her these pictures because she's gonna see them after she leaves us. Okay, this is detail work at finest. Paying attention to the dog's body language, working with the dogs. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you enjoyed Marley's transformation. You guys have a good one.